There's a moment after loss, after being laid off, passed over, rejected or disappointed, when something inside you goes quiet. It's not just grief, it's not just anger. It's not even fear, it's something deeper, something heavier, something harder to name. It's the quiet erosion of belief. Believe in your value. Believe in your timing. Believe that things can still work out. Believe that you still belong somewhere, that you're still relevant, that the best of your story hasn't already passed you by. And the most painful part, you remember a time when you did believe, when you were hungry, hopeful, willing to try, willing to risk, willing to be seen. And now you're guarded, you're tired, you're cautious in a way that feels protective, but is actually keeping you small. Because somewhere along the way, belief turned into disappointment, trust turned into evidence against you, optimism felt like a setup for heartbreak. And now you're not sure what's real. You want to move forward, but you're scared. You want to start again, but you doubt yourself. You want to hope, but hope feels dangerous. So what do you do when you can't fake belief anymore? What do you do when your nervous system flinches at the thought of being vulnerable again? What do you do when every well-meaning voice says, just stay positive, and you want to scream because they have no idea how much you've already lost? I'll tell you what you do. You stop trying to fake belief, and you start rebuilding it, brick by brick, from the inside out, slowly. Gently, honestly, because belief is not a lightning bolt, it's a practice, a choice, a quiet, repetitive act of returning to yourself after life knocked you sideways. It begins not with big dreams or grand visions, but with the smallest whisper that says, maybe not everything is over yet. Maybe there's still something in me worth trusting. Maybe this pain isn't the end. Maybe I can start again. Maybe that's all you need. Not certainty, not clarity. Just maybe, and from that, maybe you begin. You don't need to believe in the whole path. You just need to believe in the next step. You don't need to believe in perfect outcomes. You just need to believe that trying again doesn't make you foolish. You don't need to believe in yourself with 100% confidence. You just need to show up with 10% belief and let action build the rest. Because here's the truth, belief is built in motion. You earn it by choosing, not waiting. You earn it by doing the small things that a past version of you wouldn't have had the courage to do. You earn it every time you send the email, ask the question, take the walk, sit in the discomfort, rest when you want to numb, speak up when you want to disappear. You earn it when you hold compassion for the version of you who got it wrong, when you forgive the version of you who stayed too long, when you stop demanding perfection and start allowing progress. And slowly, without realizing it, you begin to believe again. Not in some perfect version of life, but in your capacity to handle it, to create within it, to find meaning even when things don't make sense. That's real belief, that's the kind that lasts. But to get there, you have to stop bypassing your pain. You have to let the letdown be real. You have to say, yes, I thought that opportunity would change everything. Yes, I was heartbroken when they said no. Yes, I worked so hard and it still wasn't enough. Yes, I feel lost and unsteady. And still I'm here, still breathing, still standing, still open, even just a little, even just enough to try again. That's where belief begins. In the end still, not in the I have it all figured out, not in the I'm confident again, in the this hurts and still I choose to move forward. You see, most people think belief is a light switch, that you either have it or you don't. But belief is more like a dimmer. You turn it up by degrees. You strengthen it through action. And even when it's faint, even when you can barely feel it, it still lights the way. So if you're feeling disconnected from belief right now, try this. Don't aim for blind positivity. Aim for grounded possibility. Don't aim to convince yourself everything will be amazing. Aim to remember that you have survived before. You have rebuilt before. You have faced disappointment and confusion and fear and still found your way back to center. Back to clarity, back to purpose. The proof is in your story. You have every reason to believe, not because it's guaranteed to work out, but because you've already proven you don't give up. And now you're wiser, now you're more honest. Now you're no longer here to perform or please or pretend. You're here to live, to feel, to build something real. And yes, it's vulnerable, but you know what's even more painful than vulnerability? Resignation, shrinking, settling, living your life behind glass, protected from disappointment, but also cut off from joy. That's not safety, that's self-abandonment. and you've come too far to keep abandoning yourself. So today, make a decision. Not a dramatic one, not an external one, an internal one. Decide to let the door of belief crack open. Even just a little. Decide to trust that you don't have to do it all at once. Decide that rebuilding trust with yourself is a slow, sacred, non-linear process. Decide to start with what's within reach. A morning walk, a deep breath. A phone call to someone who sees the version of you you've forgotten. A journal entry titled, "What I Still Believe in Even Now." A whispered affirmation. I'm allowed to try again because you are. Not because you failed, not because you're broken, but because you are human. And belief, real belief, is one of the most human things there is. It's what brings you back to life. It's what opens your heart when everything tells you to close it. It's what lets you imagine something better, even if the present feels cloudy. So don't wait until you feel 100% ready. Just take one action that your future self will thank you for. Let that action remind you you're still in the game. You're still becoming, you're still here. And even if the world hasn't caught up yet, belief starts now, quietly. Gently, one breath at a time. One brave small act at a time. One moment of soft willingness to say, I believe, not in perfection, not in guarantees, but in me. That's how you begin again. That's how you come back. That's how belief rises. One heartbeat at a time.